Hello, this is georgercop on YouTube, and welcome to the video. Today, an update on my Thunderbirds on Minecraft, well, specifically the new ones. Basically, I've made a few changes. I've got a Thunderbird 1 in the landing position to mirror the classic Thunderbird 1 in landing position. I've also got a Thunderbird 1 and Thunderbird 2 in flight, so you can see what those are like in flight. And I've also got interiors pretty much done. So without further ado, I'll show you changes that I've made to Thunderbird 1. There has been some fuselage changes, admittedly. I've added on both sides the vertical thrusters and the glass hatch that Scott goes into when he boards Thunderbird 1. That has had some aesthetic changes as well to more closely match the one in the show. Also, I've moved the sort of gun from the front to the bottom of the center plate. The engine bay has been rotated 45 degrees, so it's now off on an angle. So the fins, those two fins at the bottom, can be used as feet. So there's 4 points of contact on the ground as opposed to 3. The wing feet are smaller and sort of narrower than the classic counterpart, and don't have the secondary strut. It's just the one main leg. To go up inside, I'll work from back to front. Through here there's nothing really, but this area, the fences represent a portion of the fuselage which opens up at the bottom and allows access for this grapple gun. Well, I call it a grapple gun. It's an electromagnetic cable with a sticky piston representing the electromagnet that attaches to various objects, and this can be used as a zip line or as a tow cable. Through here we have passenger bay, and through here is the cockpit. Not really much I could do with the cockpit. I've got the chair, I've got a couple of control panels. In the show there's like a ring here, a blue ring here, which projects holograms in front of Scott. Now obviously I can't really replicate that in Minecraft, so what I've done is I've just added in a clock, compass, the same powered rail to act as the speedometer or level of thrust, and a couple of paintings as screens. That's basically it. Difference from the classic Thunderbird 1, this does not just attach to the back wall. This back wall in the show is a door, and this is an arm that extends out at two hinges, or 2 or 3 hinges. So it opens out sort of like a Z. Next we want Thunderbird 2. Thunderbird 2's cockpit. This doesn't really have much in the way of a console unit, because the console unit, I've used stairs instead. You don't really get to see much of the console unit in the show. I've used stairs as a way of getting sort of a bit of a footwell, as well as this is the pilot seat, so it's got a control stick, and the co-pilot seat, it's got a red torch instead. Got this repeater to act as level of thrust. Currently it's at 0 because we're like on the ground. A couple of passenger seats, as well as a platform to move the hatch and go in and out of the hatch, as well as a winch point there, as a sort of rappel line. In the first episode, Virgil uses this to open the hatch, sort of like throws out that way manually, and he attaches a line to his belt and sort of like flies out to catch a falling hot air balloonist. And that's just a rappel point, so you can attach a cable to that. Just head up to the in-flight Thunderbirds, so you can see what they're like in flight, because I didn't get showcase this on the last video. I'll just do a walk around. I'll say a walk around, it's a flyby. As you can see all the way around from various angles, and get a good idea of what they look like in flight. Obviously, they don't look too bad. Thunderbird 2 doesn't look too bad. Thunderbird 1 doesn't look too bad. You know, still looking pretty good. There we go. And Thunderbird 3 now. What I didn't point out in the last video was that Thunderbird 3, the arms, which I should have pointed out in the last video, just for newcomers. Thunderbird 3, the 3 arms are all at roughly 120 degree angles. So that rather than just one at a 90 degree angle and the other two at 45 degrees, I've tried to make it as even as possible, so that when you rotate round, whichever arm is pointing down, the other two should be at roughly 120 degrees, so that it's split roughly into almost equal thirds. Let's head up inside now so you can see the interior decor changes. Thunderbird 3 is rather large, of course. There's quite a lot to go on in here. This is probably the largest of the Thunderbird craft. I probably got more interior than Thunderbird 5. Thunderbird 5, new Thunderbird 5 really doesn't have that much interior to decorate. I mean, there's a lot of ring to sort out, but this has a lot more interior space. This is a sort of passenger bay. Made a couple of exterior changes in the form of these windows that the passengers can actually see out. You can see out that way, and Thunderbird 5 out that way. And up here, this is the best I could do with the console unit, with the cockpit. Just got a couple of lights up there, a couple of buttons, a couple of levers, and a couple of ore blocks to be used as consoles with buttons. Now just head out this way because it's just quicker. There we go. Thunderbird 4, obviously smallest, so not really much to showcase here. What I've done is I've added into the driver's seat and a steel door to act as the hatch, sort of the airlock. Oh, waterlock? I don't know. It's airlock, yeah. Anyway, Thunderbird 5 has undergone a fair few aesthetic changes since the last video. The ring has now been decorated, various bits and bobs, as well as the main body. Here we have like a ladder. That's supposed to be a ladder, and a bit of rail and another bit of railing there. That's a hatch which can be opened and shut. That's representing a junction box, an electronics junction box, and the tripwire hooks are grapple points, so that when John goes out on a spacewalk, he can attach himself to the ship and doesn't fly off. This is an airlock here, believe it or not, which I will show once I get inside. Around the ring we've also got more carabiner points, as well as, I'm not entirely sure if I showed you on the last video the writing on the inside of the ring. I probably did, but it says International Rescue all the way around. International Rescue, as best as I could do in 3x4 letters. I was going to head up inside. Now in here, in the main sort of globe, I have a map of the world inside. This is supposed to be a holographic map of the world, so I've used stained glass to my advantage here. Blue, it's colour coded. Blue is obviously ocean, green is land. Red, immediate danger zone. Orange, possible danger zone, keep an eye on it. And pink over here is Tracy Island. Now, obviously this is the best I could do, really, with a map of the world. Got North America, South America there, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Hawaii, Japan, Asia, the Middle East, the worst Africa I could have possibly drawn, with Madagascar, Europe, Britain and Greenland. Through here, this is where the airlock is, through here. I'll still be floating through this bit, but through here we've got the first airlock, which is just a pair of steel doors. Second airlock is actually a sticky piston door system, and you come out back here next to the solar panels. There we go. Let's get out. There we go. And in the ring. The gravity ring is a bit of an odd one. This ring. What happens in the show is this ring spins around and uses centrifugal force to imitate gravity, and all the glass bits are the floor. So just bear that in mind. This is how I've orientated all of this. The glass is the floor. This is sort of John's sleeping quarters. Again, glass is the floor. So his bed should go here, but of course I can't put a bed on a ceiling, and these represent a mirror, a couple of mirrors. All of these steel bits or iron blocks in this U shape are automatic doors, which I just have open at the moment, because it's very difficult to sort it out and make it look good with anything really. This is supposed to be a sort of galley kitchenette area. This is supposed to be a kitchenette area, and this has got another hologram and sort of like control room. There should be benches around, but really I've got space constrictions. I've got to work with everything in blocks of 4, which is really difficult to do. But all in all, that's just all the interiors. Just thought I'd just introduce you to all the interiors and post this update. There's a few people have been asking about it, so thought I'll give back a bit. But there we go. That is all I have to show you for the moment. So thank you for watching. I've been georgercop, and I shall see you next time. Whoops, wrong button.